Happy Motivational Monday, y'all. Top of the week. We're in a brand new week, y'all. For some of us, we survived Mother's Day. Woo! We survived. For the ones, y'all know when the struggle be real, we survive it. You know what I'm saying? But every day should be Mother's Day, really. You know what I'm saying? The same way, y'all, the ones, you know, if your mother's still alive and y'all treated her good and y'all keep doing that, y'all do that every day. Do that every day, not just once a year. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's a blessing to still have your mom. Now, I can say, as for me, I survived. And it wasn't bad. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't too bad. Thank God for that. But I survived it. And I'm here. It's Monday, top of the week. So we thank God for a brand new week. We thank God for blessings or whatever else is good is going to happen this week. I declare it. So, you know what I'm saying? We starting off top of the week on a good foot. So, you know what I'm saying? So, great morning, great afternoon, whatever time of day that you're watching this video. Right now, over where I am, it's 10:35 in the morning. So, great morning to you. You know what I'm saying? You know, brand new week, new goals, and all that good stuff. We always say that we want to start off as for me, start off a brand new week with a new mindset, new goals. What I didn't get to do last week that I want to do this week. What I didn't get to do last week that I want to try this week. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of like having something set for your life that you can expound on and you can work towards. Always have a goal. I don't care. It can be the smallest of things. I think having a goal, it gives you purpose. It's like a good to go to. It gets your mind out of idle mode. That you got something to work on, something to look forward to, and it's good to have goals. Successful people, rich people, they have goals, which I kind of want to tap into because you know what I'm saying I like to watch videos. This is what I like to do. I like to watch videos about wealth building, how to obtain wealth, what qualifies for wealth, and everything that I've learned. When some of the points I'm gonna give today, everything that I learned, everything about wealth, it starts with it's a behavior. Every video I watch, everything I read on wealth. I got a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. I got that book. Every book I read, every wealth building class I attended, every room I've been in, everybody says the same thing. It starts with the behavior and mindset, and that is so true. You know what I'm saying? It's a mindset and behavior and a way. It's a lifestyle. It's what you do before you actually touch the cash. It's what you do before you actually touch the asset. It's what you do to plan for it. So it's about preparation, planning, mindset, all of that. So if you're like on a wealth building journey, that's what you have to do. You have to change your mind and change that behavior to touch the money. You know what I'm saying? So, or to touch the success and anything that you do, whether it is, yeah, I know how it is. If you're trying to achieve something, if you're trying to go for like a better job, or you trying to earn that degree, certification, start that business, you already know that thing started with a mindset and plan. You already know. And sometimes you grow and learn as you go along. That's why you should never stop learning and growing. But it started with that idea. I want to do this. This is what I want to do. So I'm gonna step out on faith. It starts with faith as well too. I'm gonna step out on faith to invest this money in this thing I'm trying to do. Or I'm gonna start off in faith by going to the bank to ask for this money. Because at this point, you should, when you go to the bank, you should already have that business loan. That business plan. All that stuff should already been written out. You going with the idea, you going presenting something. So 9 times out of 10, people that you see that's successful on businesses, they got a product line. Them people not lazy. Don't get it twisted. When you see people, they got whether it's an online business, a brick and mortar, they got a certification or something. Them people not lazy. Some people had to put in some type of work in order to obtain that thing, to get it off the ground. So shout out to people even in that, even if you just in your beginning stages and you just starting off, it does take a level of processing. It takes a level of faith and actually doing the work. So that's why a big shout out to anybody who took that risk. And it's about taking risks sometimes too. But you want to make sure you're taking the right risk. It's about taking calculated risk. You're not going to take a risk for something. When I say calculated, it got to make sense. You know what I'm saying? It got to make sense. You want to start off. You want to be able to set yourself up to succeed first of all and not fail. Even though failure sometimes come, but you want to set yourself up to succeed. You don't want to be careful in the risk that you take in things. If you got certain amount of dollars and you want to start something, what would be more feasible? Would you do better for starting that thing online first, and then growing? Because you know you're gonna have overhead when you have a brick and mortar. Or do you want to start off with probably a one product, then grow? See how that goes. So you want to do like gradual stuff in anything you do, gradual things. So now this pollen, excuse me, y'all. This pollen still pollen. So it is about having faith, getting educated on whatever it is that you're trying to do, whatever industry, whatever it is, getting the education, doing the work, taking the steps. So that's what success in anything you're trying to do. That's what it's about. So, which leads me to my topic: generational wealth, not generational debt. When we look at the word wealth, it can be like it can be in the form of, with wealth, that means that you have more than enough. Wealth can be that you are not struggling. Wealth can be something that you can pass down from generation to generation. That's wealth. Wealth in the form of having property. You got assets. You got trust funds. You got expanded. You got a diverse portfolio. You got, even though you might not physically have the money, but you got access to the money. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that you got things in your name. Like I said before, like property, land. You got multiple streams of income. All that is the definition of wealth. Okay, we know that what wealth look like. Okay, so debt is when you just in a deficit. You probably got those things, buildings, but you can't afford it. That's debt. You can't afford it. Or your lifestyle is more expansive, and what you bring in home, or your net worth is not your life span is up there. Your life is up there, and your money that you bring in home is down here. That's debt. Like some people say it as you living above your means. That's debt. You probably got all these things, but you can't afford it. You in the red. You having to struggle to take care of it. All of that stuff, that's debt. You know what I'm saying? So it is such thing as being wealthy. Say you can be $1,000 right, but you don't have debt. Your stuff is paid off. You make smart purchases. You can pay things and still you can buy over again. You know what I'm saying? That it could be wealth in that way. Wealth doesn't have to be in the form of just having millions and billions. It could be in the form of you living below your means. Your lifestyle is not up there and your money is down here. Your money needs to be up here and your lifestyle needs to be down here. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that is. So that's a smart individual. If they keep their debt low, but they got money, if things happen, they got stuff for emergency funds. They can be able to take care of themselves. If something was to happen, they can live, or they can just take care of themselves without having struggles. So that's what that is too. Okay, so I was watching a video on yesterday, which I'm going to put the title in. I'll put that title in my comments once I get off the live. But I just kind of want to share with you since this is Motivational Monday. Okay, so again, some of the stuff that he was saying, like buy things you can afford. If you make you make a certain, say if your income is, I'll say 60,000 a year, your annual income. So when you think about your assets, that means your house, car, and things like that. That needs to be under whatever you bring your home. It needs to be under, not neck to that, but it needs to be under that. So whatever you're bringing home or you making, whatever you currently own needs to be lower than what it is that you're, you know what I'm saying, making. Okay, does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? So if say if you bring home, I'm gonna say you bring home $1,000 a month. So you're living, like, say your house, apartment doesn't need to be $1,000 or more a month. You know what I'm saying? That's real. That's you putting yourself up for debt. It needs to be lower than that. You have to be able to still take care of yourself financially, pay your bills, and if your will is to give and help others, to be able to do all that at the same time. That just kind of giving like an example. If it's $1,000 a month, then is it safe to get something right now? Like everything in the market is expensive. It may not. You may need to get like a roommate, or you may think about that, or try to figure out ways to up your income. If your desire is to live independently, you might have to work 2-3 jobs, start a side hustle, things like that, to get your income up to be able to afford that. So don't set yourself up, you know what I'm saying, for struggle either. The guy said, if you do what the majority people do, you will have what the majority people have. A lot of people, when they get money, and this is a natural thing, y'all. We ain't even gonna sit here in front. When a lot of people come across a lump sum, they get money. The first thing people do is shop. The first thing people do is splurge. That's just a natural instinct for a lot of people. Instead of, let me put that money up and invest in something, let me put this money up to the side and see what I'm going to do, or what I need to do to triple this money or to double this money. Most people, the average people, they splurge, they spend, they get things that they always want to get. They do a lot of emotional spending. Whenever that happens, they go big and grand instead of just like, okay, let me take half of this money and put it somewhere in investment, so whenever I can use this money to grow, so this money can grow interest, or I can use this, maybe one day I might want to start a business, or maybe one day my child might want to start a business. So let me have this for them and for myself. You know what I'm saying? It's about having discipline too. Like, instead of just like, okay, I'm gonna take it and then splurge and look good on the outside, take these trips. I'm gonna go buy the brands and stuff like that there, but you didn't invest and didn't pay, and a lot of time it didn't pay up on debt or anything like that. So just having financial literacy training and having discipline at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So that a lot of people fall. A lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I did. A lot of people do it. But it's just the thing about, okay, what I need to look at in the long run, how the economy is. That way, you people got to stop and think. What's the economy doing now? How stuff is? Is the economy safe for me to splurge right now? Is there a better way I can spend my money? Things like that. So just thinking of, before leaping, just taking necessary time to think about what's going on around you, what your lifestyle is like now, what debt you have now, that I can use this money to pay off on what I have now, and then set something back to the side for future stuff. Okay, so that's one thing. Don't do what the majority is doing. You see, trying to keep up with the Joneses. You see the Joneses, they're getting certain things and they're upgrading materialistic wise, and you're trying to do that to stay in certain type of groups and clubs, or you want to look and appear to be a certain type of way, but you could have been doing something else with your money. Okay, we got to get smarter. Invest and save before you spend. That's the thing I was just talking about. I was explaining about if you come across a lump sum, or whatever. Like, invest before you spend. Think about, let me put this up. Let me think about future. Let me think about my kids. Let me think about legacy. That type of thing. Increase your investment before you increase your spending. That's a good one. Increase your investment before you increase your spending. That means, what else can you add to your plate? What else can you do? What else you good at other than working a job or career? Are you good at cooking? Are you good at making jewelry? Are you good at you can do something on the side? You got certification, something. So basically expanding your network, doing something else that you're good at. You know what I'm saying? Instead of probably getting a second job, you might can earn money for the things that you already good at and make that a business. So you know what I'm saying? So you, before spending, let me be trying to find a way to increase my asset and what I already got. Like wealthy people, y'all, they be spending our money, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, they keep theirs and spend ours. So you gotta think how the wealthy think. Get that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's a mindset. I would tell y'all to get that. My book, I gotta find my book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That book talks about the mindset between. It's like a mindset book between the rich man and poor man. It's a way of thinking. So I would suggest that y'all get that book. Please read that book. That book breaks down a lot of stuff, and it's a good book. And I think Robert Kiyosaki also has like a YouTube channel. It's also a YouTube version of Rich Dad Poor Dad. So y'all look at that. Take time to watch that video, especially if you're interested in wealth building, mindset shift. If you're interested in growing and also expanding your net worth, get that book. It's a good book. Earn more, spend less. That just make common sense. Earn more, spend less. That can mean career change. It can mean like I say, starting you a side hustle, like probably getting that second job if that's the case. But you just want to make sure you earn more and spend less. That's the only way people can get out of debt. And watch. And also, watch your living and versus what you bring your home. That's very important. This is when you get to the money. Some things the guys say you already expanded your income, your side hustle popping. You're living below your means. You got money. You got money to save, to grow, and invest. Okay, so this is when what we call this is when you arrive, right? What to do that? You want to have asset protection. When you grow wealth, you want to protect your asset. That's why you see a lot of people, wealthy people, business owners, they got lawyers, they got accountants, because you want to be able to protect whatever it is that you work hard for. A lot of people do a lot of sacrificing. Sacrificing means discipline. You have to have discipline. You can afford that Maserati, but you didn't buy that Maserati because you taking that Maserati, the money you would spend for that Maserati or whatever, you taking that money to invest or to put back for your legacy for your kids. So you're doing meaningful purchases. Okay, so you could afford it, but you didn't get it because you thinking about long run, my kids, my legacy, things like that. So when you do that, you got money to afford protection, lawyer, and having that right accountant. You know what I'm saying? Then, like they said with lawyer, you just don't want to get any type of lawyer. If you are a lawyer, you say you are an entertainer. You are an entertainer. You want to get an entertainment lawyer. If you are a content creator, you want to get a lawyer that specializes in media, content, things like that. If you are just like say you in real estate, you want to get a lawyer specialized in real estate and things like that. So whatever your industry is, whatever your career is, that's the type of lawyer you want to get, not just a general lawyer. You want to get a lawyer that represents whatever it is that you do. because things are always changing within the industry. Things are changing, laws are changing, rules are changing. So you want to get a lawyer that's up on game on whatever it is that you do. So get somebody, get a specialty lawyer that specializes in whatever it is that you do. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. You don't want to get an entertainment lawyer, and you in real estate. They got their own lawyer, cause they got different stuff that they have to they have to learn, and different coding and things like that they got to know. So get a lawyer that best fit whatever your need is, whatever it is that you do. Okay. Having insurances, that save headache. If you have like a building, and people know that if you have a storefront, having insurance on your business building, and God forbid that thing was to catch a fire or something, you got stuff to protect your asset. You don't have to start all the way from the bottom. So having insurance is key to everything. It's good to have insurance, guys. Legacy. How would you want to leave your legacy? You might be a person that you well off, you used to give to charities. You can make a will for that whenever you are deceased. You can have a will set up that every year some part of my estate goes to this charity. Especially if you was a person that you are a philanthropist, you was giving, and you had like a charity, you can have it set up to where a certain amount of money goes to a particular charity. You can still keep that stuff going even after death. You can still keep whatever charity organizations you was a part of, you was given to. And you might want to write in an organization or scholarship fund, even like for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's something that you want to start up, maybe you want somebody to start up after your name and your honor after you deceased, you can do that too. So there are ways in doing things. You still can be a giver even after death. You know what I'm saying? So no, that's a good idea. Especially you a person that you love to give, you love to give back. That's your passion. That's what it is that you do. You can be able to do those things, guys. So those are just a few things that, you know what I'm saying, that's, since this is Motivational Money Making Monday, that I want to share with you guys on how to think about and ways to look at certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got to, in order to be able to do anything, first to have the faith. You got to be able to grow your income, especially if you're a person, you want to be that person that want to give back, you want to do for your community, you want to be able to leave something back for kids, and maybe if you don't have any kids, maybe for a family member or a special niece, cousin, or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, or a friend or whoever, you can be able to do that. You just got to have the thing. You have to have the proper thing set up. You know what I'm saying? So if you are like looking into wealth building, first and foremost, the mindset, read some books on it. You know what I'm saying? Watch some videos. It's a wealth of videos and books just talking about how to expand, how to build wealth, how to change the way you look at money. It's the way you look at money too. Money should be working for you, not against you. The way you look at money and things like that. What to do when you touch new money. How to flip it. How to increase that. So Robert Kiyosaki, YouTube, you can get the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'll drop a link in the comments on some of the tips the video that I watched on yesterday. I'm gonna drop that in the comments on what to do, you know what I'm saying, how to obtain wealth. So I'll drop those in the comments. Okay, so I want to shout out 2 businesses y'all can support. Okay, so before I head off, and I'm gonna shout out mine too. Okay, so this is sea moss. This is sea moss, right? So this has bladderwrack powder, burdock root powder, and it's a capsule. It's a vegan, gluten-free, and then it's recommended to take 2 capsules daily. So the company's Natural Being Holistic, and this is out of Colombia. So this is out of Colombia, and I'm gonna put the information in the comments too. So I'm gonna take one. You're supposed to take 2 a day. We all know sea moss has good benefits to it. Taking it. Another thing about having wealth, you gotta have like a good, you know what I'm saying, like health too. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're trying to obtain money and things like that, there, make sure your health, all that stuff is up to par. So having good health. So that's why I promote this. I'm gonna put her information in the comments. Good stuff. Okay. Okay, another person, a book, Deepen Your Relationship with God, Tithing Time Daily, 96 minutes. So this is author Nate Nash. He has a YouTube channel. This is some good things for the soul. Because wealth also begins, well, wealth, you got to have faith now. Especially if you're starting something, if you a person that, you didn't have a silver spoon. Basically, you had like a wooden spoon. Nothing like you had to build from ground up. You could be like the first person in your family that gonna be rich. You know what I'm saying? So that stuff gonna come with a lot of faith, and a lot of good support systems, knowledge, and all that stuff. So in order to break those curses and cycles, you're gonna have to have the right people and listen to the right things, and have the right things around you, what you're listening to, what you engaging in, the right circle. So books like this, things that help you out to build your faith, deepen your relationship with God. Okay, because I'm gonna tell you, it's kind of hard. It can be hard if you never saw millions in your family. Say you never saw a millionaire in your family, and you around here saying, I'm gonna be the next millionaire. That's an act of faith, first of all, to believe you're gonna touch millions. That's a huge act of faith. It's possible, but you gotta have the faith and mindset to believe this is gonna be my life. So you're gonna have to have something like good information, knowledge, wisdom, to be able to touch that, to be able to reach that goal. So because it's not like you saw it growing up. You really trying to build this for yourself. Any type of thing, you trying to build wealth, you trying to step out the box. You haven't seen it in your family. You're trying to break those grounds. You're trying to be groundbreaking in that. You're going to need faith, and that mindset you're going to have a change of mindset, behavior, routine, and patterns to be able to touch that. So that's why deepen your relationship with God, first and foremost, getting right with God, so you can be able to touch the promises God has for you. God promised us good life, abundant life, having life, and having life more abundantly. And what y'all think that word abundantly mean? Abundantly means wealth. That word abundantly don't mean struggle now. If I'm hearing it right, abundantly, having life and having life more abundantly, that means wealth and rich, is having a good life. You breaking cycles, living, and that's gonna be passed down from generation to generation. So that's gonna take a lot of spiritual work. That's going to take a lot of tapping in to things that's going to help you get to that path, okay? So that's why it's important to ante up on your faith and your belief as you tap into something like that, okay? So that's all I got. And also, before I head off, y'all, I got on my girl Coral Shine. This is my girl Coral Shine from my lipstick line. From my A&A Beauty Supply lipstick line, Coral Shine. This is like a lip gloss. So if you do not wear lipstick, I have different shades of lip gloss, and it's long lasting, it's paraben free, all natural. So I just wear like a lot of lip shine sometimes. If I don't want to, like a lot of time I do wear my liquid matte, but if I'm just chilling, just running some errands, or just in and out, I have on my lip shine for the most part. It still has a tint on my lip. It looks like lipstick, and you can put it on if you want to look like the lipstick. Just keep putting it on, and it's a good moisturizing agent. So this is on my site, Styles for Me, which I'm gonna put all that in the comments. So, y'all, let's transform mindset. Let's transform our mindset. Let's put God in our plans, because you can't do nothing without God. Put God in our plans. Change your mindset. You change your mindset, that behavior is going to change. You start, when God bless you, he puts you in rooms to where whatever it is that you're trying to do, he gonna put the right people in your path. And at the same time, don't cast away common sense either. If you're trying to get in rooms, group circles, you know what I'm saying, you got to make sure they are the right rooms, group circles in the first place. You don't cast away common sense, meaning pay attention to what you currently got going on. Don't live for other people. Live for yourself. If it's a goal, keep your goals at the forefront. Don't get sidetracked because Betty over here bought a whole house on Malibu over there. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay within your goal, your realm, because in due time, you will receive what it is that you're trying to receive. But you got to make sure you do it in the right way. You know what I'm saying? Do it in the right way. Don't be in competition. You know what I'm saying? Do stuff right. And have the right people, right circle, all of those things. That makes a difference, and it matters. So I'm gonna go ahead and head off, y'all. Happy Motivational Monday, guys. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see y'all in the next video, y'all. Have a great new week ahead. Bye bye.